messages like, oh, well, you got to jerk off before bed, or like rub your jizz on your eyeballs. It'll help you.
Which is nice enough.
Yeah.
But the balance of having that and also legit, who was the guy I commented on his thing?
Lucas Hojabom, yeah.
Write it down. Write it down. Yeah, that's a very effective thing to deal with it.
And only a handful of people realized. Actually, it was pretty good on that post. Like, a lot of people realized I really meant it.
If it's something with Keanu in it, no, I do not.
SpongeBob.
Oh, yeah, I missed that train. I'm a little older
Than me?
Yeah.
Well, we'll get into it in just a second. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And this is Shot 30 Podcast, and I am Shane Newbert. And today we have a special guest in the studio. We call him the Sleep Doctor.
The Sleep Doctor.
Oh, dude. Yeah, we have Dana Moss-Peterson in the studio. Dana is also a stand-up comedian and much, much more. You're like an alien lover, aren't you?
I'm into aliens. I feel like out of place. I feel like I am an alien, that I've been dropped here by my ancestors, and they're like, you fucking deal with them.
The Anunnaki?
Yeah, sure.
Is that the species you believe in?
Is that like Avatar? I've never heard of Anunnaki.
The Anunnaki were the race on planet Nibiru. And they say that Nibiru, they also called it Planet X. And what they said is that during the beginning of time, the Anunnaki came here. They were big, large, human looking, but I mean, also had weird features. And they kind of established civilization on here. This is if you believe in God, you don't believe in Anunnaki. Just because there's some stuff in between all that. But yeah, and then they thought that when the pyramids and stuff were being made, when they were finding large skeletons, 8-9 foot, they thought that it was this Anunnaki race. Actually, a lot of the Egyptian hieroglyphics and stuff, they base it off the Anunnaki.
Okay, yeah, I don't subscribe to any of that. I don't.
What do you subscribe to? Any OnlyFans content?
No, I don't subscribe to much. I got a HBO Max. That's about it.
Skinamax.
Skinamax?
Yeah, isn't that on there on HBO Max?
I'm sure it is.
I that was kind of the first places where I got to see titties when I was younger.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I saw them on the Scrambled station, whatever that was. So I saw Scrambled titties. There was
the word search thing?
I'm old school, so there you had a dial, and then there was a porn channel you could subscribe to, but they would broadcast it all scrambled up and shit.
So where it was you would go off the TV guide thing.
Right.
Oh. Wait, how old are you?
I am 44.
Get the fuck out of here. Are you serious?
Is this over already? No, I'm 44.
That blows my mind. I would have guessed that you were in the ages of 28 to 34.
No. Stay out of the sun. That's what I could tell you.
Yeah,
no sunlight. I'm too pasty for that shit.
It's been working for you.
Right. Thank you.
So you were a big part of the Sammy Sosa days. You always been a Cubs fan?
Oh yeah.
Oh man, I remember when I was a kid. So I didn't have grandmas, grandpas, aunts, uncles, nothing. But we had this one older woman who I called my Aunt Margie.
Okay.
And she did not want us around. She did not care. But what she did do is she sat there and crocheted all night as she watched us, and she watched the Cubs. and I fell in love with Sammy Sosa so hard.
Right.
And you know what? Like, I don't care what anybody says. Keep him out of the Hall of Fame, this or that. Him and Barry Bonds are my two favorite baseball players of all time. Brad Hand actually just gifted me this Barry Bonds signed baseball.
No, can I say that?
Yeah.
I love Barry Bonds. He's the greatest player who ever fucking lived.
Oh my
Can
God.
I just...
Yeah, there's a letter of authenticity with the number on it.
Well, that doesn't mean anything. Did you get it like...
I got it from Brad.
Okay, right. So Brad, we trust Brad, right?
He collects autographs, so he
Okay.
knows his stuff 100%
Do you
to a T.
know about like all the forgery and bullshit?
Oh,
with,
I know.
like-
Yeah.
Like, so this letter...
Even if it wasn't real, even if Brad
Right,
signed
no.
that baseball and
No,
put it in
that's
this
not
little
Brad.
case, then I would be so. I mean, I still love it no matter what, just as equal. And yeah, so what these do is actually the JSA, it's like where they check all the authenticity of it, and then they sell the stuff based on its authenticity. So I do believe that it is real, but I can tell you some of these autographs that I have behind me, I can promise you they're real because I got them.
Right. No, I saw a thing where this guy figured out a way to age baseballs. He got a cement mixer, put mud in it, would put baseballs in there to brown and yellow them up, and then just forge signatures for days.
Lou Gehrig.
Right.
I was trying
Mickey
to.
Mantle, what was he before number 7? Like, it was specifically signed the number he was before
smart.
7, and like fucking made millions of dollars.
Hey, can they take that
fake.
from? Can they take that from him?
What do you mean?
Can they take that money from him for doing that?
If he didn't spend it already. Like,
Yeah, it's kind of like who was that one scumbag, and he was a politic guy who was like doing all the investments and stuff like that. It stole.
Blagojevich?
Well, yeah, that's one of them.
Which politician was corrupt?
Yeah.
It'd be a shorter list which one wasn't.
Wasn't there a guy that was like stealing money from everybody? Big, super huge politician guy. He was stealing money from everybody, and he got locked up for like forever. It was
I don't
just
know.
like 7-8 years
Nelson
ago.
Mandela.
That's the one. Wait, so are you hot on? Wait, before Nelson Mandela, we're going right back to
Okay.
it. Hey, Shot 30 Podcast is available on Apple Podcast, Spotify, Stitcher, Castbox, YouTube. As always, thank you all for being here. Thank you for leaving the reviews. If you're not subscribed right now, that button right here, that one, yeah, just go ahead and hit subscribe. It helps us out a ton. And I do, yeah, the one down there, Daddy.
Whoa.
But yeah, we're driving stick shift right now in Europe because if I'm in the driver's seat, we swap seats. But yeah, it really helps us out so much, and I do appreciate you all so much. Nelson Mandela.
Okay.
Do you know anything about the Mandela effect?
Yes. That is a thing where you think one thing happened, but in reality, it was completely different. Like the Berenstain Bears.
Yes.
Everybody thinks it's Berenstein Bears.
Yes.
But it was the Berenstain Bears. That's a Mandela effect.
Where like everybody who all the immigrants from Ireland or wherever they came from, when they got to America, they landed where? What island?
Ireland? I have no idea.
Everybody remembers it
Potato
being
Island?
Ellis Island. Ellis Island?
Sure. I've heard of that.
Well, everyone thought it was Ellis Island, and that's what we've all been
but
led
it was
to
really
believe.
Cuba?
It was Liberty Island,
Oh.
which is about a mile south of that.
I know the difference between those two.
Yeah, you're very. So maybe we should get off this Mandela effect thing.
No,
You're
the
awful at this.
Mandela effect is fine, but like islands, geography.
Yeah, I'm bad. See, a GPS. Let me tell you about what just happened to me before you got here, because
Okay.
thank God you were late, because I got off work. I'm about to go over 280, and I am awful with directions. I drive to the same
too.
place every day, and I GPS it every single
Every
day.
day?
Every day.
How far away is your work?
50 minutes, 40 minutes.
Okay, well that's
But I do it.
no, but like you need the comfort.
Yeah.
I need to know where I'm going.
So I was on my way home, and there was it said car crash alert ahead on the bridge.
Was
And-
it predicting the future? Were you about to crash?
Well, I was stopped in traffic, so if I was, it was going to be
Okay.
it was going to be some risky moves that I was going to have to take to
Right,
get into a
right.
crash. But I saw some people, we were there for like 20, 25 minutes. They all were like pulling off to the side and then driving through the little median trap, like the cop area where you can drive across to the other lane.
The donut store.
Not that one. There's not normally a donut store on the interstate in the middle, but like,
if
the
there's
little
cops there's donuts not far away. Let's be honest.
How about the donutless pathway that's in the middle?
Okay, fair.
But where people change and put on a donut. Yeah, okay. So I turned around to go back the other way. And logically, I was 21 minutes away from home. Now, I should have just went to the other bridge, correct? The beautiful new bridge that was put up.
I'm bad at directions too, so if you're asking me for advice what you should have done.
So at that point, I'm like, I have to be somewhere around 7 minutes away from the other bridge. I don't know how to get there.
Okay.
My GPS isn't telling me how to get there. So I drive to fucking Muscatine, 41 minutes, and then from Muscatine, it's 45 minutes to Matherville. I am so fucking stupid that I thought that I would make it worth it by going to Culver's and just eating a butter burger, and I'll be like, oh, you know what? Well, I got a good sandwich out of it. Like, it was, a nice scenic route. I just felt so stupid the whole drive home. Yeah.
You kind of put out a Muscatine vibe. Don't take that the wrong way.
There's
good parts of Muscatine.
No, not that I know of. They have that one plant out there. What is that? There's that big nasty plant that's out there.
There's a plant specific to Muscatine.
No, not like a plant, like a power plant type thing.
Okay.
Or like, yeah, they've got the old musky hybrid out there.
Yeah, the old meth daffodil.
Well, let's do a shot.
Okay, we're doing another shot. That was quick. I said I would do 2 shots for this.
Yeah, well, no one's...
And we're like 4 minutes in.
We're 12 minutes in.
All right, I can't count either. Geography, numbers, math.
Mm-hmm. I am sweating now, though. This fireball's got me heated up today.
This tastes like boob sweat and mildew.
Oh my gosh! If I could find a woman whose breast tasted like a fireball, oh, I would elope with that human being.
I got a question. Are you dating a married woman?
I'm married to a married woman.
But so you're married. You're both married. You're both cool with it.
I guess, we're cool with being married to each other.
Oh, you're married to each other.
Yeah, and as of like 3 weeks, we've been married for 5 years. So happy anniversary, babe.
Happy anniversary. What's the 5 years? Is that Muscatine plants?
Yeah,
is that the gift?
Well, it's the gift of life. Is what we give each other every moment of it.
Stop.
Okay, so can we talk about how stupid you were the other day?
Okay.
Why were you going to go pick up the glass?
Okay. Look.
No. Look. Okay, so we were all sitting there in the middle of a comedy show, and it had to have been Justin Goldberg who knocked off the glass and then ran and never came back to clean it up.
Don't do that to Justin.
Okay,
the table was wobbly.
It was so wobbly
bump in the middle of.
Was it your drink?
No.
Was it his?
It was his. It was empty.
Who got up?
Him and his girlfriend got up.
Mm-hmm.
They were resting on the table, got up, walked away,
they make
and
beds
then
for that.
The table lurched forward and the drink fell right off.
So Justin Goldberg spilt the drink. So anyways, he spills the drink, the glass shatters. Chris Kaufman says that he's a wizard and he made the glass fall off.
First of all, wizards aren't real.
Okay. Well, I think we saw the real power of it. And I also have a Dobby little statue over there, so I've got some Harry Potter history to know that wizards are real.
Is the 5-year anniversary gift a sock? Which one of you is Dobby and who needs to be free?
I would say it's more me. I would have to be more free. Just because like I do feel like I have a bit of a Dobby-ish nose. But I bet Dobby's got a hog on him.
Right, let's be honest.
Do you think Dobby's packing?
No.
All right, well, back.
Not at all.
He's got a little outie belly button down there. But let's be honest here. Let's go back to it. So the drink spills, and a
glass
hero
fucking shatters.
Yeah, and you, this hero, decide, I'm going to pick it up with my bare hands. Not like there's a broom and a fucking dustpan. You go to pick it up with your bare hands. You're going to slice your hand. You're going to be on stage, blood dripping all over the place. There's literally not a single benefit in the world. And I'm dadding you like a motherfucker. Like, Dana, stop.
Number one.
Dana, stop.
If I was bleeding on stage, that would have been better than my set that day. Number two, there was one piece of glass in the path of everyone who's at the front of the bar. Anyway, I picked up that one piece. I was not going to clean up the whole shebang.
You picked up the largest piece.
Right, to save lives.
Okay.
Shane.
What if I tell you right now I have a video of you going to pick up the second and third piece? And that's when I freak out because I was recording. And we'll attach that video right here.
You didn't get my permission to record. First of all. Second of all,
you didn't complain when Brandon Gale was in there.
Pieces I saw after the fact, still in the path of people, still saving lives.
So you had to so you have a child.
I do.
And how old's your child?
She is 4.
Oh, wow.
She's a giant like me.
Okay.
I'm 6'3".
So you had a child at an older
40.
age. Yeah.
Yeah.
And how does that make you feel?
I feel great. It's the favorite thing about my life.
You really do. It really reflects you. I mean, even going through your stuff, you really...
Dude, listen. All right, I'm not going to be funny here for a minute.
Okay.
I was going to have a kid in 2017. Realized I was going to have a kid right at the beginning of the year. She was born August 29th of 2017. About April of that year, May of that year, I found out my mom was sick. And so I lost my mom December of that year. They got to meet once. But that kid reminds me of my mother every freaking day. Her sassitude, okay, so there's nature versus nurture, right? And I'm I'm a performer. Do I teach her to be funny? Do I wait? The kid's got timing, okay? She's gonna be a comedian. So there's a technique when your kid lies, okay?
Oh, yeah.
They say, tell them there's an L on their forehead. Right? Mm-hmm. So my kid is lying to me and I'm this is the perfect opportunity. I'm you're lying to me. There's an L on your forehead. She's let me see a mirror.
Oh.
She's 4.
Yeah.
She's 4. And I'm no, I'm the only one who can see the L on your forehead that you are lying to me. She's I think there's an L on your forehead.
Ooh. You got a clever one.
Dude, she's 4. I'm in so much trouble. Her mom said when she turns 13, when she's a teenager, she's moving to Canada, and she's mine until she's 22, and then her mom's moving back.
Yeah, she needs that grace period.
Right.
Yeah.
She's I know how I was at a teenager. This kid's already got sass and independence, and I'm going to be gone for about 8 years. Good luck.
But that's a beautiful thing because normally when kids are witty like that, they also grow up to be very smart and independent for themselves because they start reading people.
Right. She's very good at reading people. She knows with me, if she's in trouble, if she gets me to laugh, then she's no longer in trouble. She learned that at 2.
Oh, gosh.
Okay? So, oh my God, I'm in so much trouble, you guys.
She's straight off the nipple, all right. I'm in charge here.
Right. Nature, I don't have to, she's got comedic timing. But I feel at 13, she's going to hate me. So.
I don't think so.
No?
Yeah. Because I don't think you're in.
Do you have teenagers? You got 2 kids?
2016 and 10.
2016 and 2010? So
2016
5 and 9?
No, 2016 and 10. Those are their ages.
They're 2016 and 2010.
No, not a year. Their ages. No, for real. Yeah. No, I adopted the oldest.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How many?
How many? 3
kids. 3 kids.
3 girls.
Okay.
Yeah.
3 girls.
Yeah, it's a lot
Ages?
of 2016 and 10.
2016 and 10. Okay.
Dude,
okay.
2 shots of Fireball. Your mathematical skills are out the door.
My mathematical skills when I'm sober are out the door. Let's be honest.
I don't think that this will be posted by Friday. So I've got this great joke for Julian at this roast on Friday. It's about him changing the prescription of your doctor, like the head eye doctor, just because that guy can't see that Julian's a fucking creep.
The doctors don't see Julian. He's in his own cave. He's in his own room. The doctors talk to me.
What about his own cage?
His own cage? No, let's not.
Got him.
Can we?
So you got him a job there, as I've been led to believe.
I did. Okay, so I've known the kid since
What a mistake.
No,
I'm
not
kidding.
a mistake. Not a mistake. At first blush, yes, an absolute mistake. Okay, I've known the kid since he was 2016. He's been coming to open mics.
Since he was 2016.
Since he was 16. Right. I can't do math. You're right. All right. I'm just going to put this Fireball by
No,
my
that's
shit.
all yours. I'm having a blast.
God damn it. All right. So I've known him since he was 16. He's been coming to open mics.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And his dad brought him to open mics. Like, he's been 16. He couldn't get into bars, but his dad was always fucking there. So that's 6 years ago.
Did his dad do stand-up?
His dad did stand up twice.
And he said, I'm going to live vicariously through JT.
Well, let's be honest. His dad was funnier than him.
Oh, really? Did you
I
see
love
him?
you, JT.
Did you see him do it?
I saw him once.
Wow.
I saw a video of the first time.
Okay.
Okay. So,
This is riveting.
right. Okay. So look, a lot of people, when I started 7 years ago in comedy. Okay. And then I took a little break when I had a kid. I'm kind of getting back into the flow now. But back when I started 7 years ago, there was a lot of unwritten rules.
Yeah.
Like, hey, we're going to give you a light. Like, they never told you, hey, we're going to give you a light. And so new people they just kept going. And people would get mad when people would break the unwritten rules.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's like, are you talking to these people? Are you informing them? Are you including them? Are you helping them?
Absolutely.
So, when you first start off, it's easy to do well, like your first time up.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you go up a second, third, fourth, fifth time, and you're like, it's not working anymore. Right?
Did I lose my mojo?
Right. What happened? But like the kid, Julian, has never stopped since he was 16. He keeps coming out. Okay. Where was I going with that? Do you help these kids? Okay, so a couple years ago, it was right before the pandemic. I hadn't seen him in a while. He was going to Iowa State. And then all of a sudden he gets a hold of me. He's like, hey, let's hang out. It was the summer. You feel better?
Yeah.
All right, good. So I told you it was too close. Did
No,
I not say?
I brought it closer.
You brought it.
I brought it more
further
in your
away.
line of fire.
All right. So he was like, let's hang out. And he showed me an old video of him. And then I showed him an old video of me. And then he was like, so what do you think? And I'm like, you got more laughs than I did. Like, you could see me in this old video, like, fucking up. Like, we all fuck up, right? Mm-hmm. So I started, like, giving him advice and stuff. And then I started getting back into the comedy community about a year ago. It was about May or June of last year where I really started going all the time. And Julian, his first village open mic that he was hosting, he got COVID and couldn't host it. So Matt Moody wound up hosting it. And the last thing I said to Julian before he went back to Iowa State, I'm like, don't get the Rona. And then he's like, hey, I'm hosting the village, man. Come on down. And I hadn't done stand-up in over a year at that point. Mm-hmm. But it was a time of my life where I could go back out. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I'll be there for you, man. You know what I mean? And then he's like, hey, I got COVID. I can't host the thing.
I can't do it.
So I went out anyway. And then he wound up hosting a couple more. And then we started talking. And then Julian lost his dad right before Thanksgiving of last year.
Yep.
And like, I've known the kid since he was 16. He's 22 now. Mm-hmm. And his dad brought him to all these open mics, like every time his dad was there. And like, he's working at a bottle factory. And I'm like, dude, why don't you come apply at my job? We're about to get a doctor. Like, I'll give you a career. I work in optical. It's a good job. It's not soul sucking. Like, and so they hired him in December, and he's been working since January.
Damn.
All right. So I just feel like when people first start out in comedy, especially 7 years ago, there was no support system. There was no learning curve. Like, you're just on your own, and if you don't figure it out, then fuck you. And that always bothered me.
Yeah, but I mean, it is such a flip-flopped world now.
Right. And things have changed. Mm-hmm. Like, since I've been back for this last year, I have seen so much support, so much positive energy, so much collaboration. Like, it's astounding what changed in that, a little over a year that I took off. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And like, I just feel like if you are lucky enough to be able to do well sometimes in comedy and know some things, if you give back and help the new kids, like, all that's going to do is strengthen everything down the road. Big picture.
I look at like Zach Vaughn. I look at Zach Vaughn when he talks to me, and it was just a month ago.
How old is he?
28.
28.
So
okay.
He's in this world of doing stand-up, and I guess like I didn't realize that he didn't have a ton of friends, and now he's in this world. Like, I thought that he was just a mean guy, but looking at the expression on his face, I did. I really did. I was like, that's somebody I'm not going to talk to. Get to know him. Now I'm watching him, not just doing well with his friends and people around him. He's excelling. Now he's taking that, correlating it to his stand-up, where you can see the genuine happiness. At the Dubuque Comedy Bar the other day, his face, it almost like, I just looked at Chris Starman and I was like, he knows right now this is the best feeling in the world, because he was killing. He literally said, can I get to my set? And everyone still died. And that feeling is irreplaceable. That it's second to none.
Right.
I mean, I know you, with your daughter, like, that feeling is comparable to being like a second to none, because I see with the way you talk about it or talk about her. And comedy is such a weird thing, and it's so rewarding when it's rewarding, and it's so humbling when you suck, because every single person goes home and they're like, a night after you suck, like, why do I even do this? Or like, right, this is embarrassing, or that sucked, or am I just not funny? And then you're the next day when you know that you don't want to quit, you're just saying it to find peace in your mind or whatever. But it helps build you, and it helps build character inside yourself to be able to bomb and walk off and go, right. What a pleasant feeling.
And know you still have that support. Okay, Zach Vaughn, how long has he been doing stand-up? Since the beginning of this year?
No, I think he's been doing it for a couple years, but he was in Bloomington. Okay. He just moved here and had nobody.
Okay, so a couple of years.
Yeah.
And then he came here and got support immediately.
Exactly.
One, he's 28 in the prime of his life.
Yep.
Right. Two, he got support immediately. Mm-hmm. 7 years ago, when I bombed, nobody would talk to me.
That's the way I started.
You know what I mean? And it's like, hey, I don't need you to tell me I was good. Hey, that was great. Whatever. But just be like, hey, it's all right. Something, anything. But it was like I had leprosy.
Yeah.
when I bombed, and everybody else too. And now, like, there's a couple of people like Jacob Manluku, and then who's the kid who looks like Wyatt West? God damn it. I know his name. He's got the beanie and the long curly hair. He's new.
Beanie and the long curly hair. I don't know.
You don't know? God damn it.
I mean, yeah,
So you know who Jacob is?
Yeah,
yeah. Dubuque. God damn it. I'm terrible with names. I'm terrible with math, geography. Anyway, so those two have really just started.
Uh-huh.
And God damn it, that's gonna bother me.
It's okay. You don't need to worry about it. Yeah.
I need to know his name.
Yeah, I do know what
it's important. There's a thing. Go ahead.
So when I started with comedy, like I remember thinking that everyone just hated me. I did a set and then like I just walked off thinking, wow, this sport sucks. And then as I got back, kept going, I bombed so bad at one point at the Renwick. And Todd Basinger, Chris Starman, they walked up to me and like just put their hand on my back and they were just like, dude, we do it.
When was that? When did that happen?
Probably, I don't know. We'd probably be coming up on 7-8 months ago.
Okay.
And it was just so awful of a bomb.
Right, but that you had that support.
Oh, it lifted me all the way up.
Like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, and there's been a lot of, like, I thought Todd was a fuck. Todd Wilhite, I thought he was a scum fuck. And now, like, the more and more me and Todd have talked, we've had serious, deep ass conversations, and our perspectives are so different. He is this, well, I've done 10 years. I fucking, if you're killing it, you should get on this and then a sitcom. Well, buddy, that's not the way it works. And like, he doesn't use social media to promote himself. And yeah, I get it if you don't want to, but that's a really great way that people use it to promote himself. I don't want some girl who was popular in a video of her titties milking to be better than me at comedy or to sell at a place.
Is anti-establishment.
Yeah. He's just set in his ways, and that's the way the whole world kind of is in things. And your perspective can change though when you see the light at the end of this new light, like for what you're saying right now, this new light of like acceptance and just uplifting feeling. It means a lot to people.
But if somebody fails and you don't say anything, how are they going to learn?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And if somebody just keeps coming back, like, you can't deny that. And at some point, you got to say to yourself, I'm never going to make them Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
But I can make them keep coming back, because if you've got that heart about it and you just love it that much, then who are you hurting? And if you don't help someone sort of figure some things out, if you can, what are you doing?
Yeah, especially when you get somebody that's vulnerable in a way that says, hey, what'd you think?
Right.
Because when you kill you kill a set and you ask, hey, what'd you think? It's just because you want people to be like, you're this new, beautiful, shiny toy. You're so great. Like, blah, blah, blah. But when you're like, what did you think? Like, what would you fix?
Right.
Help them. Right. Or maybe, I mean, even if you can't help them because their style isn't your style, just give a personal opinion on what you think, as long as that it's not set up in a way where it's shitting on somebody.
Right.
That's where
constructive criticism.
I just had somebody say it the other day. What'd you think? And I was like, this is what I felt during your set. However you take that, I love you. I think you're perfect. Don't listen to me. I'm stupid and suck at comedy. But that's the way I felt. And they thought about it and they started messaging me back a couple of times. Like, I really like what you said. That maybe, and so that sparked an interest into doing something, and it may not work. And so maybe they're like, fuck Shane, I'm going to somebody else. But maybe something does work, because if they feel like they're not getting what they want off the stage, well, then you have to find what you do want, or have to do it in a way it is rewarding for you.
It's really hard for people to be absolutely honest with themselves and be objective. Mm-hmm. So even if you give me advice about comedy, and I can't use any of that advice, maybe you made me think about something different and it triggered something. If you can use any part of it, even if it's a counterpart to what that person said, it's just getting you thinking in a different mindset instead of like, I'm in my head, I'm in my head, I'm in my head. Hey, no, I saw you, like, you kind of hid the microphone. You know, we missed that joke. It's a good joke, but if we can hear you, you know, that outside perspective.
That is so incredible that you said that, because I hosted the Speakeasy 2 weeks ago, or whatever it was, and we had a first-time performer. And I think she was funny. I think that she had jokes, but she was so nervous that she held her mic here. No one could hear her jokes.
Right.
And so I walked up to her and I said, hey, you did an amazing job getting up there and get that bravery to walk up on stage. It's terrifying. I said, but that microphone is your best friend. I found that out. You saw my bit that I just posted?
Yeah.
Because I didn't have a microphone. I had to perform in a theater, the Spotlight Theater. I did it like theater.
Yeah.
I did it without a microphone, and they swapped out a microphone with me 6 times, and I just said
6.
At that point I was like,
there's only once on the video, right?
Yeah, it was supposed to be.
But that was the 6th time?
No, that was actually the first and second time. Okay. And then I just went, I don't care. Like, I'll just perform, wander around. And I was starting to do well, but they kept swapping me mics as punchlines were going. At that, I was like, I don't, just keep it. Just keep it at this point. Like, I don't care.
Punchlines are overrated.
Well, I mean, just I do a lot of plot twists in my jokes. You know, like the way I set up my jokes, it starts here.
You take that left turn.
Yeah, you think I'm this manly man, and then next thing you know, I got a strap on in my butthole or something. You know, just who knows? But I did want to say, because way backtracking here, I fucking love JT, dude. I fucking love that guy.
He's a good
kid. He's so goofy, and it just the kindest, most innocent heart. Other than when this guy, I don't know how many times I could hear about somebody wanting to fight him before, like, it actually
is that real? People want to fight him?
Yeah, I know of 2 real life stories, and I just don't know how you would ever want to fight that guy. Boo! If you're listening to this right now, love you, man. Got him. But yeah, so let's moving forward here a little bit. So we really got to talking about my nightmares and stuff like that, and you had a lot of really cool insight, and also from one other person. So you and one other person gave me a lot. Lucas Hojaboom, you even commented back to his comments about the sleep book, write down everything.
Okay. Yeah.
And he has 3 testicles. Do you know that?
No.
His brother...
Is he the lead singer of Crash Test Dummies?
No, I've never heard of Crash Test Dummies. But,
oh, my God.
Sorry. But
how old are you?
Old enough to know better, but still too young to care. Remember that song?
No, I don't.
Okay, so now we're even.
All right.
But so he has a twin brother. One is 5'7", the other's 6'5". One got 1 testicle, the other one got 3. Fact.
So
swear to God.
6'5" has the 3.
Yeah, he has the 3.
Yeah.
Of course. Of course. But so my dreams have been so crazy.
Your nightmares, let's be fair.
Yes. I mean, they're horrible. And so they've even gotten so strange at points. And a lot of people...
Before we get into that, I have a theory.
Okay.
Do you have size issues? Do you feel you're too big or too small?
Too fat?
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I used to be...
Bob's big boy over here. You got a Mario over there who eats mushrooms and gets big. You got a Happy Meal, supersize it. What else? What else do we have? Size
Fireball.
Issues? I've seen some episodes. There's some stuff that suggests size issues.
I do struggle with that because I used to be a professional powerlifter. And so having that like body and physique and like Now I don't really care. It's not like I spend a lot of time about it, but I do spend
It's back here in your subconscious.
I do go, hey Shane, it's pretty easy. You used to spend 6 hours a day at the gym. Like, why can't you just pop in? But I had a lot of bad injuries that
Okay.
set me back from doing that stuff. And that was also kind of a cool thing the other day, because no one in this new world, I went from this world of powerlifting where I was a top lifter in the world. Like, that was really cool, but now I've went to this comedy world where I don't have this top ranking, and I don't have these numbers, and I don't have this establishment, like, and it feels kind of like I've rewritten a whole book, but I have that story. So when Big Papa Kronk is up there, his friends came in.
Big Papa Kronk was at the Dubuque Comedy
Bar?
Comedy Bar.
Yeah.
I almost said store. Comedy store.
Damn, the Dubuque Comedy
Comedy
Store.
Bar. The other day, this is a dude who's what, like
6'4", 280 pounds.
6'4", 280 easy.
Muscle.
Maybe like 310 of just solid muscle, like shaved down head, goatee. Like, this is somebody you like from Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah, exactly. Looks
Right.
exactly like that. And so I was talking to him. I'd just met him for the first time. It's his second time doing stand-up. Right. And so we start bullshitting, blah, blah, blah. But he looked at me like, you motherfucker, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I had an 800-pound deadlift, 800-pound squat, 500-pound bench. I was ranked number 6 in the 242 class. And I looked at him and I realized exactly why he had said that. I do not look like that anymore.
Right.
And so I walked away, and then his buddies started showing up, and his buddies recognized me from Power. They remembered me because I used to compete in Dubuque at the Grand Harbor Center, the Grand River Harbor, whatever.
You were ranked number 6 in Dubuque.
No, in the nation, in the 242 weight class. But like they were like, Shane, dude, what? And they were like, Papa Kronk's real name. I don't know if he doesn't want it out there, but
even if he has a real name, he will always be Big Papa Kronk.
Oh yeah, from here on out.
Like, there is no more fitting name.
And Kaylin and Zach Vaughn will always be attached to Big Papa Kronk from this day on.
Right.
Like, because that was amazing, both of you boos. But they had said, like, dude, Shane, he was a fucking big time lifter. He comes walking up to me, he's like, yeah, so I heard you were like really killing it back in the day. I was like, oh, now I'm cool. Fuck you, Papa Kronk. You motherfucker. And if you are for some reason listening to this, I apologize, I guess.
So just for the record,
you could do a third one, right?
Shane is talking shit about Big Papa Kronk, 6'4", 310, pure muscle. Like, you don't know me. You don't know me, bro.
I'm not afraid of him. I'm not afraid of him.
I'm afraid of him, and I didn't piss him off. I didn't talk shit.
I didn't talk shit either.
Just now you did.
I said I'm not afraid. I said I'm not afraid of him. That means I'm brave. You know what? That's bravery.
You're brave. Right.
But okay, so back to these dreams. Like, so I was going to tell you, I had this this nightmare the other day, and I have weird nightmares. Actually, I'll start with some of the worst ones. Do you want me to just tell you about some of them?
All right, let's get some background here. Are these night terrors, day terrors, both?
I feel like my nightmares during the day leave me so anxious and like thinking about them.
So it's more during the day.
No, it's
both.
It's when I wake up, I don't want to go back to sleep because I'm so afraid to go back to sleep because they're so awful.
Do you get insomnia because of it?
I don't know what that word means.
You're not able to sleep for hours at a time. Like, you'll sleep for 3 hours, have a nightmare, wake up, not be able to get back to sleep.
That's what I meant by how I can't go back to sleep afterwards.
Okay. So, are you eating before you go to bed?
I've tried everything.
Are you hydrating? Are you taking Ambien?
I don't even know what Ambien is, so no.
Okay.
Is that an ibuprofen or something?
That's what Roseanne took when she was racist.
Oh.
Remember?
Yeah. Oh, but Roseanne had big, nice boobs. You ever see them? She's got nudes out there if you ever want to check them out.
Roseanne's out here showing your tits while you were ranked number 6 in Dubuque and deadlifting.
Yeah. Yeah, she was. But yeah, so I've had some really bad ones. One was these get weirder and weirder, but I'll give you the reoccurring ones.
Okay. Yeah.
Reoccurring ones is I'm in this white room that doesn't have walls.
Why's it gotta be white, Shane?
It's because it is. It's just because it is.
Where were you born? Were you born in Matherville?
No, I was born in an all black hospital.
No, you weren't.
But no, I'm in this white room that doesn't have walls, and there's like not even edges to the walls at all.
So how do you know it's a white room if it doesn't have walls?
Because all that's in there is just a TV screen, like a monitor.
Okay.
And all I do is I sit Indian style in front of this TV, and I watch every single person that I know and love's reaction to my death. Like I literally, it's like
how are they reacting to it?
Awful.
Awful? Like they're not celebrating?
Like they don't care. They're talking shit. It's it's mean. It's sad.
I commented, imposter syndrome. Do you feel like you don't fit in? Do you feel like a phony sometimes?
I looked into that, and I don't feel like I don't work hard. I don't feel like I don't.
But do you feel like some of the positive feedback you're getting from people, especially strangers, might not be legit?
Yes.
And so you're like, oh, I can't be that good. I can't be that positive and an influence in somebody's life. I can't.
So what I get a lot is, and something that I beat around a lot is I get this, like people say.
You beat around
I beat
off.
I do beat off a lot.
You beat off and beat around a lot.
But I get this thing from people where it's Shane's the nicest guy I've ever met, or he's so nice, or this or that, and I don't really feel like that. It's my personal self. Like I do love people. It's not that I don't like, but then people, I don't know. I get really sad when I don't feel like sometimes maybe I get it back in return. Like I put out so much and work so hard for other people, and it makes me so sad. Like my birthday party, people had left my birthday party.
I wasn't invited to your birthday party, and I told Julian to tell you, give you a message from me. He said he gave you that message.
He didn't give it to me.
No, he said, I told him, you tell Shane, since I wasn't invited to the birthday party, you have to wear fishnets for this podcast. You're not in fishnets.
I did wear my fishnets for my last stand-up routine.
Did you?
At the Spotlight Theater. So were you at my show at the Spotlight Theater?
No.
Exactly. So you're not in any position to demand anything. But this is our first real conversation. So that like this is a really cool way for like me to get to know people.
Right.
Because it's no distractions. It's I can't just
I think Fireball is a little bit of a distraction, Shane.
It is a bit, but Julian could have man upped and just invited you to.
Met him?
He could have just invited you to it.
Right.
Timmery invited everybody. So at this point, she didn't even know you were a human being in existence.
Right.
So you need to blame her, not me.
No,
you have imposter syndrome.
I don't. I'm fully aware of everything.
What?
I don't fit in. People don't like me. It's fine.
People don't like you? Do you really feel like that? Do you really feel like that?
I know certain people don't like me.
Is there a reason why?
Is there a reason why? Probably, maybe. I don't know.
Is there a reason why you actually feel that, though?
People have talked a lot of trash my entire life.
And have you talked it back, or do you just sometimes just eat it and let it?
You have to really work really hard to not get along with me. I'm a very open and honest person. But I feel like people take me the wrong way sometimes because I'm honest. People don't like honesty. Okay? So I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. But sometimes when I say that, people get a little bent out of shape. But I know for a fact people don't like me. It's okay. I can't please everybody. If I go around trying to please everybody, I'm going to make myself sick.
Do you have a quality about yourself that you would like to, like, I mean, you sit there and think about that you would want to change?
What I would want to change.
Maybe it's like a nervous habit that you have, or just maybe the way you look at the world. I know that everybody has something that they would love to change about themselves.
I really don't. Because again, like, I know I'm honest and I know that upsets some people. Not all people, but it does upset some people. I don't feel like I need to make excuses or apologize for who I am. I'm going to tell you the truth. Somebody once said, you don't have to wonder what Dana thinks about you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I take a little bit of pride in that.
Like, I respect the fuck out of that.
Even if it upsets some people sometimes and they take me the wrong way, well, whatever. Like, I'm a very upfront person. I am very giving. I'm very supportive. But, like, if you're going to start insulting people, taking people down for no reason, like, I'm not going to stand for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, did this person really earn your disrespect?
Mm-hmm.
You know, some people do. Okay, then I got nothing to say. But if you have earned somebody's disrespect, whatever. I don't know. I don't waste a whole lot of time worrying about what people think about me. I was born Dana Jordan Moss-Peterson. I've been ridiculed my entire life. Girl's first name, hyphenated last name. We talked at the beginning. I feel like an alien, like an outcast. But that's okay. I'm okay with it at 44 years old.
Mm-hmm.
When I was 22, 28. You're 30? 31.
Today.
Like, maybe not, but you know what I mean? Like, I can't control what other people think of me. Mm-hmm. I know that I am not. What I try to do, honestly, is make everybody's lives easier. Okay? Like, I consider, like, hey, I was going to be a little late. I'm going to let you know, not let you worry.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
That's amazing.
And like, hey, you don't want to hear this, but I can't do the thing I said I was going to do because this happened. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So I just am upfront. And I have come to learn in my 44 years, that's going to upset people. When you're honest, people can't be honest with themselves. They don't like honesty sometimes. Not everybody, but some people.
I do. I see. I'm complete victim of being the guy who sometimes I just want, like, I'm so exhausted. Like, I do so many different things and it's all chaotic. And I'm like, I just want to lay in bed tonight. And
so do it.
But instead I'll send the message of, hey, my daughter's sick. I got to stay home. And I don't know why I don't just say, I honestly am just burnout. I want to stay home. Right. But I tell those little white lies, but they bug me. That bugs myself.
Right. It makes you feel bad. So one time somebody was like, you know, those little white lies you tell to make somebody feel good. And I was like, no, I don't know that.
I like that so much.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know we don't know each other, but
we do now, Papa.
I have posted a little bit. I'm an INFJ. Have you ever taken the Myers-Briggs personality test?
No, never even heard of it. I heard Oscar.
Oscar?
Yeah.
Oscar.
And Jeff.
Oscar and Jeff?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's...
Myers and Bridges? Jeff Bridges? He was in Dumb and Dumber.
Myers-Briggs.
Oh, Briggs, not...
Like Lethal Weapon, Riggs, but with a B.
Oh, like John Riggle.
Right. Right. Myers-Briggs personality test. Go look it up. So I am an INFJ, the rarest personality of the rare. We don't bullshit. We don't any white lie. I can't. I will tell you the truth, whether you want to hear it or not. I cannot bother with superfluous, with surface things. Mm-hmm. Like, I need to tell you how I feel when I feel it.
Yeah, I feel like I am learning to do that so much more than I used to,
Good.
because there's been so when the podcast last week when I had to cancel, I had it was supposed to be Monday or Wednesday. I think it was Wednesday.
Yep.
I had $1 million bid going out at work the next day, and I had spent literally 12
Only
hours.
$1 million?
Well, it was.
This is why you're having nightmares. Only a fucking million.
But it was a massive bid, and like this is somebody else's money, not my money. This is my livelihood. If I fuck this thing up, this is a big problem. And so I'm sitting there, and I'm like, how do I record a fucking podcast episode when I have that sitting?
That's not what you told me, though.
But what did I tell you?
You told me that you had a walkthrough for a burlesque show.
Actually, that was true as well.
Okay.
So her show.
So you went with the easiest.
Actually, wait, let me tell you the truth. Monday we were supposed to have. It was Monday that I had that one, the $1 million bid. I can't remember who was supposed to be on, but Wednesday. So Timmery ended up having Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So I was honest.
Okay.
I was honest on both of those occasions. But normally I would just say something like, kids are sick. And I'm like really trying to work at.
Why?
I don't know.
Just tell me. And how was I when you told me that?
I know, which is unbelievable. But like that was also too like a thing where, hey, like I'll get messages. Hey Shane, will you be at my open mic in 3 weeks? Yes, I say yes because I want you to feel good. I need to say I don't know, and it's so much easier to say I don't know.
Okay. Let me ask you a question. How many people are bargaining for your time? Too many.
Way too many.
Right. So you don't have to respond to everybody.
I'm better at that now as well.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
It's
That's why you're exhausted. That's why you're having nightmares, because you're not being who you really want to be. If you really are honest and say, hey, I got some stuff going on, I can't. And be okay with whether they're upset or not.
You're right, you motherfucker. You're so right. You really are. I mean, none of these lies are malicious in no way.
No,
they're
but
just
it's
small,
something that
but they build up and they weigh on me.
Yeah.
They weigh on these little things. Even though I know it's just like, hey, just get this off my shoulders, or like not get it off my shoulders, but put this to the side.
You want to know the fucked up part? It's not even about the people you're telling that to. It's that you're not authentic with yourself. And so that's what causes the nightmares and the uneasy feeling. If you're authentic with yourself, then, hey, I'm going to piss off people. It happens. I don't piss off everyone. People love me. People hate me. But if I'm honest with you, then I'm going to live and die with those results.
This is amazing. But I even at work. So this is where I get torn from things like this. I had this presentation, massive.
Let's be honest, you're torn because you got dildos.
Oh yeah, I mean I'm ripped to pieces. They're way too big to fit in one little crevice, If my wife wasn't upsold at the Lion's Den, I'd be so much better off.
Upsold? You didn't have to twist her arm that much. She's like, I'll take the bigger one.
Yeah, I did.
Mario, big boy, super size,
a manatee, a giant manatee on the door. But so at work the other day. My boss and the owner of the company, two separate. Well, I put in for this promotion. My boss is mad that I did it. He wants me to stay on his side of the company.
Well, fuck him.
But I was like, this is such a great opportunity.
Right.
And I've been working every single night, whether it was stand up, the podcast, but all night long I was working at this presentation and I fucking killed it. But I had called him and said, hey, is it okay if I used a half day of vacation? I have the presentation in the morning that I've literally spent all day and night working for. And he goes, so you just called me to tell me that you applying for another job, you're asking for time off because you're tired?
Goddamn right. You know why? Because I've earned it. Because I need this. Because it's what I want.
And it hurt my feelings. And he goes, why didn't you just tell me that? He just pretty much told me, why didn't you just lie?
He made it about him.
He goes, I'm okay with you taking enough time for yourself, for your family, or this or that.
But
that's
not
just
for the reason you really want to.
And it was like, I was so honest. That I was like, how am I in trouble for being so honest?
Right.
But that
you shouldn't be.
It's a confusing place to be.
He should want the best for you. Hey, man, you're great on my team, but, like, you're really great. I know. Does he know you have a family?
Yeah.
Does he know you have a wife and fucking kids and dogs? Then he should want your success, whether it's for his detriment or not.
Yeah. I mean, it really is. It is a weird, but we're also so complex, too, that sometimes people, and including myself, you find that comfort in that little white lie, but then also you feel that the pain that you build to yourself afterwards of something that's so simple.
People don't think about what they're doing to themselves. In order for me to take care of anybody, to give advice to another comedian, to help someone in my family, I need to take care of me first. Because if I'm not happy, I'm not giving the right advice, I'm not engaged, I'm not connected.
I do feel like I do that. Like, I don't, in no way whatsoever do I not feel like I'm a genuine person. I love
but
people.
You're
and
a people pleaser.
And
Is that fair?
I always just want to I don't want to leave people sad with me. And I've always put it out there so much that I want to help. I want to do this for this. I want to do this for you. I want to be that person that you always.
Shane?
It's so fucking exhausting. Right. It is unbelievable.
Right. What's more important? The people under this roof, your family, your wife, your kids, your dogs, your mom, your dad, whatever. I know you said you didn't have like mom, dad, uncle, whatever. But like the people who are close to you. Like you need to make them a priority sometimes also. So the comedy, the podcast, the stuff, that's for you too. So it's about balance.
I also think that Timmery too has... Well, she's always went to all the shows, mics, everything with me the whole time.
All of them?
Yeah, it's always been every single one up until the past couple weeks. And it's kind of nice, too, to have those moments of, like, relaxing. Not that Timmery's the most incredible, amazing. But I realized that I was doing something at work about 5-6 months ago, and I realized why. Because I think about myself and my situations and how I handle things. I take everything in it, just let it soak up. I don't want to be the guy who jumps and sparks. I soak everything in and then wait for the right time or really think it through over and over again.
How often is it really the right time?
I honestly,
hardly ever.
For me, most of the time, I just feel like it's easier to just dust it off. I'll have somebody say some of the worst things ever to me. They're like, "Why didn't you say anything?" I'm like, I just don't want to.
For me, the right time is almost always right now.
Yeah, but I think it's amazing that you can do that. I just don't know how I'm built. I'm not built that way, and so I do a thing. I started doing a thing that I realized I was doing it and I couldn't believe it. Like I was going to lunch and leaving my phone in the car and just eating a meal by myself, shutting the whole world off. And
how did you feel about that?
Amazing. I thought that was one of the coolest things ever. Like I was just sitting there, nobody to talk to, nobody to impress. But then when I noticed it was happening there was a couple times like a homeless person would walk in. I'd walk up and pay for their food. Or I saw myself doing things to look for that little bit of, not attention, but interaction. And I kept doing it over and over again. And then I was like, you just lost the one thing that you had where your brain is completely in dead peace.
Have you ever heard of a documentary called The Zen Diaries of Gary Shanley?
No.
It's on HBO Max, which is one of the only things.
Can I get your login?
Sure.
Okay, cool.
Sure.
Will you come to my birthday party last week?
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool.
You got a time machine?
Yeah, dude.
Like, some aliens? That's why you asked me.
I know Marty McFly.
Do you?
Yeah.
Son of a
I want those shoes so bad.
Right, the self-lacing Nikes.
Yeah.
Right. What were we talking about?
You were saying that you saw this really giant wiener. Oh.
No. You told me there was going to be wieners on here. There have been 0 wieners. I think you oversold the wieners. Okay? Zen Diaries of Gary Shandling is a 2-part documentary. What's his name? Judd Apatow.
Oh, yeah.
Was very good friends with Gary Shandling and has all this footage. It's a 2-part, 4-hour documentary of the life of Gary Shandling, who's a stand-up comedian. He got into some trouble. He got into some fights with some comedians, with his agent, stuff like that. And the latter part of his life, he started getting into philosophy. Okay. And at one point of the documentary, I think it's in the second half, and it's like his diary. There's no narration. It's just written words on the screen. So Gary Shandling had been fighting in court. He had a health scare. He had all these things happen to him in his life. Mm-hmm. Okay. And at one point in his diary, he wrote, you don't have to be successful. You don't have to be on TV. You don't have to be funny. You don't have to be available to people. You don't have to be anything. You can just be. And the freedom of that, you can be whatever you want to be. I've watched that documentary 100 times. It's my favorite part of the documentary. You don't have to be what anybody else tells you to be. You be what you want to be, and to hell with the consequences, because you will be the most satisfied in your life if you're just hey, I know you think you have my best interests at heart when you're telling me, lie to me about why you want this time off or this promotion or whatever, but you really don't. That's okay. It's a normal thing people do, but I'm going to be authentic to myself, and I'm just going to be, and I don't care what anybody says. And the freedom of that, the power of the freedom of that, I don't have nightmares. You could have that. It takes some work. It takes some training. It takes some, mental gymnastics, but that is something we could all have. We all oh, my mom wants me to be this. My spouse wants me to, my brother, my friends, the people I'm going to let down. Let them down for once. You know what? The real
It
ones.
is nice sometimes when I do let people down. And I know that sounds crazy.
No.
But sometimes it is oh, yeah. Oh, Shane, we showed up at your house and you didn't have food for all of us. It's because who's ever brought me food?
Right.
It's you know what?
Dude, I'm tired.
Yeah, I'm tired. I don't have all this money. Sometimes it is really nice to be yeah, bring your own.
Yeah.
Because in what other world are you not bringing your own food? Or anything?
Or fending for yourself or contributing in some way. It's this me. No, fuck you, dude. What about all of us? What about a collection, a connection?
This sounds silly. It makes me sound like a 5-year-old. But people at my birthday party, Brad and Chris, some people brought me just silly stuff like Chris's picture here.
And those are the best things, aren't they?
And I'm dude, it legitimately almost made me want to fucking cry just because, you brought me a gift? No one ever brings me a gift.
Happy birthday, boo. I hope your day is as sweet as your ass. Yeah. Just kidding. As sweet as you are. See, it's just a picture in a frame, but the time it took to write that out, and hey, I'm thinking of you, this means more than the vehicles in your garage, than this building, than this equipment, the simplest things.
He messaged me. Chris Starman has messaged me when I was putting in for this job. He knew a lot about it for this promotion. And he's just dude, don't worry. Every day he was don't worry. this is, you're either going to get it or you're not, but do your best. And I believe in you and this and that. And those like simple little messages, like that's what I do all the time to people. Like I'm always so vigilant.
And it feels nice when you put yourself out there to make sure everybody feels good about themselves. When someone like Chris Starman reaches out and says, I want you to feel good. You're like,
but that's what you did
fucking melt.
But that's what you did too. Like I am complaining. I don't even know why I posted the status about, because I don't put my personal stuff on Facebook at all, almost ever. But the nightmares had been so horrible and they were getting worse.
They've been bothering you.
And then for you to reach out with honest concern, it was real. And I really love that. I was like, it's not just like, I'd get messages like, oh, well, you got to jerk off before bed, or like rub your jizz on your eyeballs. It'll help you.
Which is nice enough. But the balance of having that and also legit, who was the guy I commented on his thing?
Lucas Hojabom, yeah.
Write it down. Yeah, that's a very effective thing to deal with it.
And only a handful of people realized. Actually, it was pretty good on that post. Like, a lot of people realized I really meant it. Like I play so much, and people see this version of me, which is so playful and silly. But especially at that point, I was on 3 days of 6 hours, 3 or 4 days of 6 hours total of sleep.
Right.
Not per night, total, 2 hours per night till I was waking up with something horrific. It got so bad where I had taken a duck. This one guy.
You took a duck?
Oh, this one guy had
a quack Affleck
yes,
duck?
this guy had taken a duck and he dipped it in onion ring batter, and then he just put him in my grill.
This is in your nightmare.
Yeah, this was
okay.
But but the duck was alive,
right?
And its feet were swollen, and I just kept trying to squeeze pus out of its feet to I was so horrified that this happened. I was holding this dying duck in
That's a metaphor for your joy. Your enjoyment of life is like, hey, this thing is alive and I can change it. But people keep wanting to dip me in fucking batter and fry me the fuck up. And
I'm going to be delicious.
You are going to be delicious, but then you'll be gone.
But then I've had the ones where I would get, I'm the leader of this rebellion. This is another one. It's so weird. And I'm leading all these people, and they're like, where are they all at? And I'm like, you can just kill me. And then they kill me, and I feel them shoot my head. And then I feel the blood drain on my body. And it's blank. In my dream, I'll lay there for hours of nothingness, but feeling blood just.
Once you are free, once they've murdered you and you got blood dripping on your skull, how do you feel? Do you feel a sense of relief? I don't have to please anybody.
Honestly, what I just feel is
nothing.
It's just nothing.
But think about it now.
That's what I'm dreaming about. It is nothing. Yeah.
Silence, a couple quiet moments.
So actually to correlate it, I do the falling and then the splat, but the falling, you're right. It's almost enjoyable because when I splat, I die in my dream, but I'm still awake.
I'm got no obligations.
I don't wake up when I hit the ground. I don't wake up. It's just nothing. I'm just laying there every bone in your body's broken and you're still awake. All right, cool.
Right. Finally.
Wow, what a correlation.
Right?
Baffling. We're at our time. We got to do this again.
Okay.
Is there anything that you want to say before we wrap this thing up?
Yeah, we talked about aliens. We talked about dreams, being authentic.
Why don't you just come back in a couple weeks and let's do this again?
All right.
Yeah. Or we can even do a 3-person one. You, me, and JT.
All right.
You spend a lot of time with him already.
I do. You wanna ruin my enjoyment now that I've given you the freedom of your life to shut things out? You're gonna torture me? That's fine, Shane. Son of a bitch. No, that's fine. I love JT.
I do too. Do you want people to follow any of your social media anywhere?
Only on Facebook, really.
You're in a relationship currently?
Yes, I love my girlfriend. She's amazing.
All right, nobody follow his Tinder then. You don't have a Tinder.
I don't have a Tinder.
Sorry. I just wanted you to.
Well, that's fine. You can pretend I do. You
follow
do a lot
his
of
Tinder.
pretending.
Yeah, you're right. Dana, I love you, man. This was great.
man.
Cheers. I'm out of everything.
Yeah.
But Shot 30 Podcast is available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, CastBox, YouTube, all those things. Please like, share, subscribe, tell your friends. And any questions that you have, we're going to do this episode again in a couple weeks. So thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And you're perfect. I love you. I swear, I mean this 100%. Hug it out. I'm so much smaller than you. This was great. Wow, that